Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Incredibly Vocal Minority Podcast. It's your boy, Jay Whitaker. Follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, at It's Jay Whitaker. This is episode 42, called Punched in the Face. Punched in the Face. Talk about, I took a little week off. I had to get my shit together, but it's good to be back. I got some shows, July 20th, 21st. Come and see me at Wise Guys, Jordan Landing. Get your tickets at wiseguyscomedy.com. Let's start the damn show. Yeah, it's back. The Incredibly Vocal Minority Podcast is back. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Incredibly Vocal Minority Podcast. It's your boy, Jay Whitaker. How you doing? Hey, I went on a little small hiatus for a week. I was sick and kind of just needed a break. Needed a me break. I'm back for you guys. Don't worry. I still love you. We not fighting, okay? It's just me this time. This is a solo episode. I don't know what... See, that's the cool thing about having my own podcast. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And somehow you guys just got to put up with it. Some of y'all might be tuning, oh, he don't have a guest. He don't have a guest this time. I'm going to just tune out. Last thing I want to hear is this dude just kind of get too drunk and then go on his own internal monologue. Nah. It's going to be me just kind of kicking back. I got a lot to catch up with you guys. It's been fun. I've been having a good time living my best life, kind of, so to speak. Had a reality check. You know, that's what I mean. That's why, don't worry. My break actually had, a point. One, I had a migraine. I last week, or the week before last, I binged on Luke Cage, finished that. I had to wait to see what happened with the Lakers, with this whole LeBron signing and make sure I was like, all right, are they going to sign any more folks? So it was just a lot going on. And, I got punched in the face a few times. Did some boxing, so it's actually kind of nice I took a break. No concussions. My face still looks moderately handsome. That's how I was described once from a girl in my sophomore year. She described me as moderately handsome. I hate that I still remember that. But, some things just kind of stick with you all your life. Guys, I got a lot to talk to you guys about. First things first, where do I start? Yeah, I did a charity boxing fight. I still can't believe I did it. Kat Umano from Salt Lake City, or SLC Sit Down, she did the fight as well. But we did the fight part of the Continue Mission organization, which is a great charity that helps and funds and supports veterans dealing with mental health issues, PTSD, physical injuries. The whole goal of Continue Mission is to continue the mission. After the battles fought, there is still a lot to do, and working on yourself and rebuilding yourself. And so there's still a fight that goes on. So if you'd like to donate, go to continuemission.org and see how you can help there. And I feel like I'll be doing another project with them soon. But yeah, it was their second annual Draper Rising in Solidarity fundraiser, and you do charity boxing. So I've been training for a few weeks with Eddie the Flash Newman, a four-time kickboxing champion, and at Flash Academy, and it was a great experience. Getting up at 5:30 a.m. and next thing you know, you're doing jump ropes at 6:05 a.m., 6:15. You're getting punched in the face and sparring and doing. I I like boxing. One, I lost 12 pounds in 2 weeks. 12 pounds, 2 weeks. Skipping rope and just getting punched in the face. I mean, I did some punching too, but it was great. It was a great opportunity, and the fight was at the Draper Amphitheater. Like, yeah, not a lot of people showed. It was cool. It was light, but it was hot. That's for damn sure. And we had like 3 rounds, but it was fun. I got a chance to fight a guy. I'm gonna try to get him on the show. Trey Hansen, very cool guy, works in the governor's office for Governor Herbert. We had a good time. I outweighed him and heighted him. Yes, I don't know if that's a word, but it's his word. I out-heighted him. He's 5'8", I'm 6'1". He is 157 pounds. I am 207 pounds. Thank you very much. I lost 12 pounds, so you do the math on that. And but we fought. He boxes way more than I do. He's got a mean overhand right and he's very fast and gave me my slow ass a run for my money, but it was fun. It was a draw. I got my participation trophy. I'm not mad about it at all. I did it. I came out to music. I came out in a robe. I played to the crowd. I felt like I was like, this is a circus, and I love it. It was and it was all for a good cause. That was the best part. It was all for the good cause. I was the Air Force guy repping. There was a Marine. There was a former Army. Most of the members were Army of the Continued Mission Found organization. So it was just really cool. But honestly, just try boxing. Just try it. I don't know where you are, where you're listening. If you're out of the country or in the country, find a boxing gym. Just give it a shot. It's a nice break from free weights and cardio. Just like sitting on a bike and but it's a high intensity workout, and I absolutely loved it. It was my first time kind of like really, really getting into that and getting into that mindset. After I do this podcast, I'm taking my ass straight to bed because first thing in the morning, I'm going to get my ass up and go again. The fight's over, but who knows? I may be doing this again. I went to Flash Academy. I'm still going to check them out and support Flash. Their address is 2408 Kentucky Avenue, Holiday, Utah, 84117. I'm going to make sure I try and get Flash on the podcast because he's got some great stories that y'all need to hear. Just, the man used to bodyguard for Rick James. Okay, Exactly. I can hear you being like, okay, I want to hear more. So yeah, there's some stories there, but give boxing a shot. Wherever you're at, if you're not in Holiday or anything like that, but just give it a shot. Just try something different. That was the whole point. That I want, like the message I want to, get across to y'all. It's like, don't be afraid to try something different. Trust me. Trust me on this one. I tried something different, and guess what? I got hit in the face, and I loved it. And I think that's like kind of like the message, the underlying message. Don't be afraid to get punched in the face when you try something different, because I guarantee it'll happen. And but it felt good. Speaking of punches to the face, let's talk about Luke Cage right now. Luke Cage Season 2. I've had a chance to absorb it and really let that show sink in. Man. Like, they've given that... It's a vast improvement over season 1. Don't get me wrong. Season 1 was great, but it took a major blow midway through the show. I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it. And it just kind of lost its vibe. It was still like going into the show. Season 1 starts off great. Kind of just loses its legs midway through, and then kind of comes up with an underwhelming finale. And you're like, all right, not bad. As a black man, I love the show. As a Marvel fan, I was a little disappointed. Season 2, as a Marvel fan, loved it. As a black man, love it, love it. I mean, my three I have on my on my refrigerator, not my frigidator. Fuck it, I'll just say, yeah, I got on my frigidator. I got I have a Falcon magnet, I have a Black Panther magnet, and I have a Luke Cage magnet. And those are my three favorites. There's a time, Falcon he's a soldier. T'Challa's a king. Luke Cage is a hero. And there's all three of those characters have they're all black men and they all have different mindsets. And I channel those characters in different ways. And they've influenced me in my personal life and I didn't even know it. But Luke Cage season 2 has been influencing me on my personal life because there's been something that I've been trying to do some work on my own that requires investigation and looking into things. And I realize you can't help everybody. You can't save everybody, and you have to be patient. All you can do is just try to provide a sanctuary and provide asylum to those that are struggling, but they've got to want to help themselves. And, that's what a lot of season 2 was about, was Luke Cage wanting to help people, but they didn't want to help themselves, and vice versa. A lot of people wanted to help Luke, but he didn't want to get help. And so Mike Coulter, we really see him just I don't know. I wasn't really sold on him as the idea as Luke Cage the first season. I liked him, but now I totally grow into it now. He just has the look and he's just the cool guy. I don't know. He's got this cool vibe. You see him, you see the brother walking down the street. He's got that swag about him. So it's just that's Luke Cage. He just owns that role. And I love the fact that everybody just knows, that's Luke Cage. He likes coffee, not espresso. You know what I mean? He's just the everyday man that puts his pants on one leg at a time, not two legs at a time. Well, maybe. I mean, is that part of his powers? Luke Cage's powers, bulletproof, super strength, and puts his pants on two legs at a time. Yeah, there needs to be a superhero like that. There's got to be a superhero that does that. Probably the Flash. Anyways, I really, really loved the villains in this show. Season 2 just you get Alfre Woodard as Black Mariah, and she just runs over this second season. She just runs amok, and we just really start to see her blossom and her character blossom. And I gotta hand it to Shades. Shit. Theo Rossi, Hernan Shades Alvarez really steps up. At first he was kind of a gimmicky character from the first season, but he really steps it up. And they give him something to do, and there's so much conflict that goes on with Shades in season 2. So much. And when there's one episode you're like, oh really? Word? Oh, that happened? For real? Together? Oh shit, yeah. Just watch it, and you'll go back and if you haven't seen it yet, you'll remember this and be like, yeah, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. But the main villain in this, Mustafa Shakir, as John McIver, a.k.a. Bushmaster, the real rascal rude boy of the street. Okay, that's about as good as I can do that. All right, okay. If that aroused you in some sort of way, I'm sorry, not sorry. Mustafa Shakir absolutely owned the role of Bushmaster. This is a character that not everybody's familiar with. He's part of the Serpent Society. Yeah, which kind of bugs me that literally all the black men in the villains in the show in Luke Cage, all the villains have snake names: Cottonmouth, Diamondback, and now here we are with Bushmaster. I get it, Serpent Society. This is holding true to what Marvel originally created, but black people are not animals, and we're certainly not snakes or piranhas. Thank you. But Mustafa Shakir absolutely owned this role as Bushmaster. Just bringing the Jamaicans and the Yardies into the backstory of Harlem and what's going on in Luke Cage world gave this show so much to work with. I liked it because you got kind of this Black Panther feel. I mean, not because it was just like, it's black, you know what I mean? Like, in the culture, but you get to see different sides of black culture. In Black Panther, we saw Killmonger, who is an African American, or an African that was born, and raised in, whatever. And then we get to see Africans. And so we see the dissonance and the rift that is between Africans and African Americans based, and we see that in Black Panther. We see the same thing with African Americans and Jamaicans, and Jamaicans, as I say, born Jamaicans. If you got Yardcore, listen to Born Jamaicans, Yardcore, a great song. But we get to see the rift there and how, Jamaicans and look down upon African Americans and vice versa. So it was cool to see that dynamic and how it plays out. And so it was just really cool because you get to see, and it adds so much layers to black culture, and I had to tip my hat to Marvel because February we got Black Panther. When Luke Cage dropped, it was June. Right around Juneteenth. Like, Marvel's smart. So they dropped Black Panther during Black History Month. They dropped Luke Cage during Juneteenth, basically. Smart. So we get to see a celebration of African culture, and we get to see a celebration of African American and Jamaican culture. So I mean, like, wow. And it shows that we're all different. And we needed that, even to see Shade's characters. He's Boricua, he's Puerto Rican, whatever. I just love the I hate to say inclusion, but the intersectionalism of what is happening in the Marvel universe. I still need to figure out what happened with Valkyrie. I need to know what's going on with Valkyrie. I know that's a kind of off subject moving. Well, it's still in the Marvel universe, but it's like a little bit of ways. But yeah, like, what's happening with Valkyrie? I need to know where she at in Infinity Wars. What's up? Is she with Thanos? Okay. Bottom line, go check out Luke Cage, season 2. Watch season 1, definitely, but season 2 is going to leave you with a lot of questions. And but moving right along to just a review of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Man, this movie was great. You just needed it. It was a nice palate cleanser. Granted, Deadpool 2 is not technically part of the Marvel universe yet. I don't know, whatever. But Ant-Man and the Wasp is in the Marvel universe. And you kind of need to figure out what's happening with it. Picks up a little bit after Avengers Civil War, and takes place before Infinity War. I'll just leave it at that. All right, there we go. And you get an idea of just what Ant-Man's been up to. Paul Rudd is great, but really, Evangeline Lilly, who will be at FanX at the FanX convention in September. she steals the show for me, and Michael Pena. But Evangeline Lilly, she did a lot of her own stunts, and she kicked ass. Her fight choreography was on point on this. I just loved the way that her character is confident. She's never a damsel in distress. She's fucking shit up, for lack of a better term, fucking shit up. And just the cast, this movie, full on laughter from opening credits to the end. Well, not the very end. There was that one scene. Michelle Pfeiffer, Michael Douglas looked timeless. T.I. This is a great ensemble movie. Just go see it. And we talked about this on Geek Show. There's people that still haven't seen Ant-Man because they figure it's stupid. Guess what? It is. And the best part is it takes place in San Francisco, so you get an old-fashioned car chase scene in San Francisco. Special effects are great. And you'll love the villain, who's not really a villain, and that's what makes you love the villain. Marvel's been killing it with villains lately. I think, to me, they've been on a hot streak with villains. I did like, a lot of people could say what they want about Civil War. I loved Baron Zemo because he kind of actually won. He accomplished his mission. I'll just say that. He won the battle, not the war. Fair? Is that fair? Don't add at me on that one. Yeah, is that fair? Did Baron Zemo win the battle, not the war? Add at me on that one, okay? But I think with Thor Ragnarok is where they started killing it with villains. Hela, then you had Killmonger, then you had Thanos, then you get Ghost. Shit, throw Bushmaster in there. Yeah. A lot of good villains Marvel's been coming at us. Because you really get to... Their story is... Marvel's been doing a great job with the storytelling and making you really empathize and sympathize with the villains. So, yeah, I give Ant-Man and Wasp a full Whitaker. There we go. That's about it. Shit, let's just do let's do the damn bird of the week.
Oh, y'all better get ready for the word and the bird of the week.
All right, bird of the damn week. We haven't done this in a while, and I'm sorry, y'all, but we're surprise, we got another bird with a mildly sexual name. It's the common yellowthroat. Population 81 million. The common yellowthroat is a warbler that behaves like a wren, bouncing through thick, low vegetation and reeds, rarely far above the ground, and heard more often than seen. A quick glimpse of the skulker reveals a short-winged, short-tailed bird, often with a jauntily cocked tail. The male is easily identified by its black banded mask. Let's see. This is what it sounds like. Guys like those bird noises? Whatever. I heard you. I'm sorry you guys had to hear the mic move around, but that's what it sounds like. It was one of the first earliest species of birds to be described from the New World. It was initially dubbed the Maryland yellowthroat, since it was found in that state. Its genus name, Geothilpis. I know I screwed that up. It means earth finch, okay? Fuck. What do you want? What do you guys? I'm not an ornithologist, okay? But okay. If you want to see what they look like, they kind of look like a miniature yellow-breasted chat. I know I've done I've talked about the yellow-breasted chat on this show before. I actually remember that. Where are their breeding habits? I always like. Oh, okay. Like the golden-winged warbler and the prairie warbler. The prairie warbler. That's annoying to say. The prairie warbler The common yellowthroat females place their nest on or near the ground to foil potential predators. Parent birds deliver foods to their chicks by dropping into the thickest vegetation near the nest, sneaking over, feeding their chicks, and departing by another route. Despite these precautions, it is often parasited by brown-headed cowbirds. Who names this shit? Cowbirds. I don't even want to know what it looks like at this point. There we go. That's your bird. That's your bird of the week. Let's get to the word of the week. All right, let's figure this out. Hopefully, it's something that transmogrify. It's a verb. I actually learned about this word through Calvin and Hobbes. Bill Watterson's Calvin and Hobbes. It means to change or alter greatly and often with grotesque or humorous effect. So it's basically like plastic surgery gone wrong, if somebody botched some shit. But yeah, like in Calvin and Hobbes, Calvin, he had his transmogrifier, and he would always, it was essentially a cardboard box that he just would put shit in and it would transform it. Let's see. Examples. He was present in 1917 when communists shot their way to power and Imperial Russia transmogrified into the Soviet Union. Does that make sense? You tracking? Okay? Okay? When put it this way, when Bruce Banner gets too mad, he transmogrifies into the Hulk. Does that make sense now? Okay. All right, we get it. Okay. Back to some more. Yeah, there you go. When he gets mad, he transforms the Hulk. That's transmogrify. That's the word of bird of the week. There you go. Hope you learned something. Maybe you can say prairie warbler and put a patois on it. Wagwan with a prairie warbler. That no, that doesn't even sound right. Wagwan. That means what's going on in the Jamaican patois. Wagwan. Wagwan with LeBron. Let me ask you that. The Lakers now have LeBron James. I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about this. Because it's all right. I know I got into geek shit. Now I got to talk some sports shit. I still just don't know how I feel about it. Like, I grew up with the Lakers. We drafted Magic Johnson, drafted Kobe Bryant, drafted Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah, we traded for Shaq. But I mean, like, I'm from LA, and it's just like Lakers teams, they're not necessarily bought, with the exception of the whole Shaq thing. But I mean, like, we build dynasties, as they say in Game of Thrones. And so seeing, I'm glad LeBron's there. He's arguably one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. That's great. But it's just like, I feel bad for Cleveland, Like, imagine, like, you start out with this great team, well, I won't say great team, but you go to this team, you get drafted by your hometown team, you marry your high school sweetheart, and you're with them for roughly 7 years. And then you're like, sorry, I don't want to be with you no more. I'm taking my talents to South Beach and going to Miami. So you just fucking around in Miami. You're like, I'm single, I'm living my best life. You get a couple rings, and then you go back to your ex high school sweetheart, and then you leave her again for sexy LA, the sexiness of Hollywood. Like, Cleveland gotta be feeling bad. That, like, to me, that's like, I get that his family, like Cleveland is his home, but LeBron's kids are in LA. I mean, I get it, but it's just like, damn, dude. But he's all about protecting his brand at this point. This is about the market for him in LA is extremely huge, but you just can't help but feel bad for Cleveland. Maybe, I don't know. Like, because that was like their thing. The Browns suck. Or, well, they have a decent team. They could be the next. Who knows? They have a lot of talent on that team now. They just got to coach it up. But it's just like, damn, y'all got left twice by the same dude. Like, imagine, if Cleveland was a relationship, if that was an actual, like, dating relationship, if Cleveland was your friend, like your homegirl or your homeboy, and you were like, don't get back with your ex, like, he left you, he went down to Miami and he was doing all them things, like, what going on with LeBron, like, it's just like, and then he comes back to you and you're like, girl, I don't know, this is not maybe a good idea, like, I mean, it's great, like, okay, he got you another ring, that's great. Oh, shit, he left you for Hollywood. Don't let him come back to you, like, ever again. Like, that's... What go on, LeBron? Tell me. I don't know. Just feels like a punch to the face. And I know what those feels like. I know what that feels like. I wish the best of luck, but, man, they have surrounded him with a cast of characters that is absolutely insane. Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo, and JaVale McGee. Good Lord. Like, those are all of his, like, damn, here's his nemesis, his nemesi, if you will. And so now he's just, ugh. But who knows? Who knows? Either way, the West Coast is extremely relevant. You have Golden State, who's just unstoppable. They got Boogie now. You get the Houston Rockets. Even the Spurs with the Kawhi who doesn't want to play for them they're still relevant. The Jazz are relevant. The Lakers are now relevant. Portland still relevant. So it's just like, damn, the West is super interesting. Go over to the East. It's pretty much the Celtics and Philly and maybe Toronto, but it's theirs to lose. I would like to see some balance, but I don't know. They just got to figure out the market over there. God, the East is never known for being, like, strong. Maybe the Knicks can come back with some shit. I don't know. All I know is I do hope, as a Lakers fan, I'm concerned because I don't want them to sell the great young core that they've drafted. Julius Randle left for the Pelicans, and now it's just kind of... I don't want Lonzo Ball. Is he a star? I don't know. I think Brandon Ingram could be a superstar. But don't give up that young core. Kyle Kuzma needs to stay. Josh Hart, they need to stay. Build that team. Don't just go for the quick championship. That's nice. We'll sell jerseys and it's good for money, but fuck. I don't know. Welcome to Hollywood, LeBron. You've created quite a circus. Win a championship. It would be nice. We got you for 4 years. See what you can do. Best of luck. Go Lakers. Why do I not sound happy about that? God, that bugs me. Anyways, I'll tell you what I am happy about. Like, uncontrollably happy about. Kat and I have been watching Glow. She had already... I binged season... I was like... a third of the way through the first season by Saturday. I had started watching it. I only watched 3 episodes. I started rewatching it because they knew they had the second season. She'd already watched the first season. So we watched it together. And good God, like, you guys, you girls, you people, you persons, the amount of emotional investment I got into this show. I'm doing this show late. I'm doing this podcast late because I just got finished watching. I was like, I'll do the podcast after I do the show. You guys, this show is so damn good. I'm mad. I'm like mad at how good this show is. I didn't cry, but damn it, when you get that knot in your throat. Like you get that knot and and you start just looking up at the ceiling, like you trying to you just showing off your throat, and you got your nose turned up like you just trying not to breathe, and you just like trying to keep holding tears back from falling, and you just start talking like this for some odd reason. But I mean, like that's what that shit felt like. That show, I got dramatically sucked into this show. Dramatically. But everything about it is so good. You get the camaraderie and the togetherness that is like of Orange is the New Black. You know, it's very empowering to see women, especially dealing with the circumstances that they have to deal with. It's the 80s and they don't have a voice yet, and it's Hollywood, and so they're treated like objects. And, you know, Mark Maron is basically the warden. I mean, like, I forget the warden's name in Orange is the New Black, but their characters are damn near the same. You know, old, crusty, Italian looking, and just treats the women very poorly, like objects, but you get to see their growth too. Because there was times where I hated Sam Sylvia, Mark Maron's character, and then I'm like, oh shit, he's coming around. I'm rooting for you, man. Get that shit together, man. Work that shit out as a man, bro. Like, fucking feel those feelings. Embrace that shit, man. Let these women change you, motherfucker. And then you're like, fuck, man. Like, what? Why you gotta be such a prick, man? Like, I was really into this shit. And then I like everything that goes on with the producer Bash. I'm like, man, hope you find what you're looking for, bro. Like, man, hope you find, like, you go on a quest for your feelings. And then I'm like, oh shit, these women, they vibing together, man. They have feelings, man. They got relationships. They got kids, man. They dealing with a lot of real issues. All right, I know I'm using that voice, but like, y'all don't understand. I watched this show, heavy binge, and it's a quick binge because the episodes are usually about 30 minutes long. Just watch it. As a kid, I loved wrestling, and Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels were two of my favorite wrestlers growing up. The Heartbreak Kid and Razor Ramon. You know, I just loved them. Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Mark Henry, like all that. Bob Backlund. God, I'm old. But those are some of my favorite wrestlers growing up, and but it was just really cool to see it from a woman's perspective and the struggles that they had. You know, I know it's kind of based on a true story, kind of not, but good Lord, this is one of those shows that I wish I had a part on, or wish I worked the crew or was one of the writers or producers, because this show was absolutely fun to shoot. You could tell. And episode 8 of season 2, where they just do their own thing, is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Allison Brie as Ruth is amazing. I love her character. She's it's like you're watching a musical, but watching a soap opera with wrestling that has nothing but 80s montages in it and corny 80s references. And it's fucking great. I just shut up and watch Glow. I've been gushing about this show all weekend. I got punched in the face. Did Salt Lake Gaming Con. You know, so played a D&D game with some jokes, got punched in the face, and then watched Glow. I don't even know who I am as a person anymore. That's a lot. I'm being pulled a lot of different ways. You're like, oh, he did some tabletop game. He went on a quest, a D&D quest. He did a campaign. What a nerd. But wait, he got punched in the face. What a jock. But then he watched Glow and binged it and discussed his feelings and explored himself. He's sensitive. He's got growth. Just watch show. Or just watch the damn show. I'm glowing on the inside, y'all. Feels good. I don't know. It's good to be back. I missed you guys. Keep trying new stuff. And don't be afraid to be creative. I did a kind of like a challenge on Facebook, a little hashtag called Do That Day. And what I mean by do that is just do that shit. You know, you got something that you want to create. You got something you want, whether you want to paint, you want to draw, you want to write, you want to film. You know, the whole point, or you want to cook. I want people to be crafty. I want people to be creative and express themselves. I got punched in the face, and it was me trying something different. Whatever you want to do, just do that. You know, make every day do that day, but you know, we'll keep it. So if you like to do that day challenge, do it. You know, we'll see what we can come up with. Whether you write a song, you know, or come up with a new recipe, I don't care. Just do that. So it's good to be back, y'all. I'm feeling way stronger, and I just appreciate y'all. This podcast it's silly, it's geeky. I could go into some shit that's going on in the world, but it's just let's just end on a high note. Come see me July 20th, 21st, Wise Guys Comedy Club, Jordan Landing. August 17th and 18th, I'll be in Worcester, Massachusetts, at Dick's Comedy Club. I forget the actual name, but it's Dick's Comedy Club, so I'll be back there. September 19th through the 22nd, I'll be at Big Pine Comedy Festival in Flagstaff, Arizona. And then I got another gig coming up. I just got to remember the dates. But that's enough for now. I love you guys. Peace, power, excellence. Bye.